Good evening. Ira Epstein with your Metal Market Wrap-Up, and this wrap-up is for the evening, as we're here now on Thursday, the 18th of January, 2024, and by my clock, we're at 6:10 p.m. Central Time. Do want to remind you before we get into the reviews here that the 30-day market research special ends today, midnight, January 18th, Central Time. So make no questions on the time. I compared the price of getting 30 days of my videos, each one 15 to 18 minutes long. Typically, the past few days, I've been making them 30 minutes long because I'm doing so much explaining as to where the markets are. And they're done in such a way you can skip on the bottom and go from section to section. It lights up and tells you just where you're at. So it's very easy. But I compared the price in Chicago, my zip code where I live, with taxes, coffee, to what this runs. Remember, the coffee's out of you in 6 to 8 hours, typically. This is going to be with you a whole month and possibly years to come. And that's because a lot of our subscribers just stay with us. They like what they're seeing. They like the trade ideas. And ideally, they like the outcome. I can't guarantee the outcome. I can guarantee the effort I put in it. And I'm satisfied with that. So how do you get this? You can move your cursor to the top up here. You can go to iraepstein.com, go into the word research. When you sign up, just go in there. As you check out, you'll see the big discount is applied. You don't need a code or anything. You'll receive from us an email with your user ID and your password. And typically, then you'll get your QT mobile app from us hours later, could be the next day, depending on when you sign up. If you're doing it tonight, it'll be tomorrow. And that's where we're at. Okay, say goodbye to that because you won't see that for a long time. Now, I'm trying to figure out what the markets are doing. Today I was writing my newsletter in the morning, and I'm going, you know something? We've got Pakistan and Iran attacking each other in the Mideast. You've got the Red Sea shut down, and the Houthis, I know you want me to say that, Houthis. I'm laughing. My Midwest accent gets it, Houthis, but it's Houthis. I understand that. We are attacking them. We hit 14 missiles yesterday. That's not enough. You got to take out the areas. Traffic isn't really moving through the Red Sea. Insurance has gone up tenfold. The cost of items is so expensive that it's changing pricing, and supply chains are getting disrupted as we've seen Volvo and Tesla shut down plants because now they got to wait for parts to come in the long way. They can't put them through the Red Sea. I mean, you could, but you're probably not going to make it profitable for yourself, and your ship may get hit, as we're seeing. Yet the market is not responding. The stock market's just looking like, hey, it's another skirmish. Oil prices certainly aren't on fire. They're hanging here near the 80 level. And the gold market, up until today, it was frankly down to $2,000 an ounce, had fallen back. So I wrote and I said, not quite certain what's going on here, but it's strange that all that's happened. It's either a very bearish element at work in the market, or a consolidation phase taking place before the next event. I don't have an answer. What I can tell you is bonds and notes, the yields are picking up. Tonight we saw that there is a stopgap bill that has been passed by the House and Senate, so the U.S. will not shut down the government. Whether House Speaker Johnson retains his position, that remains to be seen. So far, there's upset people with him, but who do you replace them with? And the question is, how do you get this all done? Now the art of negotiation begins. Why did this get done today? It's pretty simple. There's a snowstorm due in Washington. Everybody wants out for the weekend, so they rush things through. That's what really happens. When we take a look at the gold, you're in a corrective mode. You're down 1.28% for the week, and you are still over the 18-week average of support at 1987.50. On the daily charts, when I look at this and I put on the swing line, I have no trend. I have a market that's got a higher high and a lower low. The swing line connects the points. Like you had a downtrend here with lower highs, lower lows. Then this one blip, good word, to the upside killed that. Now you're right back down. You're fighting a battle, and that's crystal clear, between the 200-day average in gray, right here, and the 18-day average right through there. I think you can see that one easy enough. And support is right against the lower band. If you drop again, even more support should be uncovered at 1999.30 down to the 100-day average of 1994.70, and you have an oversold market. Now, oversold markets correct in one of two ways. To correct them, you get a rally where the numbers start getting back over 20 into the 30 level, and that's often accompanied by a rally. Or they embed, where both numbers get under 20 as they're doing right now, and they do that for several days, locking in a bear trend, and then you make your move to the downside typically. So how many days do we have of this market under 20? Today, which is Thursday, this is how you closed. The day before, you were under 20, not the day before. So guess what tomorrow is? The decision day. It takes 3 days to embed. That's where you're at. This market's going to give us something of a story. Right now, I'm leaning to support, trying to make the market not embed, but if it does, two things. Then you're looking to sell rallies until the red line's back over 21, looking for lower prices. And if it doesn't embed, then you're looking for a further correction to the 18-day average. So I can make an argument it's easier to go up than down, but I don't know where the market's at. I certainly wouldn't deploy money in it. In the gold silver, you're just stuck here at the 88 level, and you've been there for the long time. The higher these numbers go, it means you need more ounces of silver without commissions or anything, just a pure ounce of silver to a pure ounce of gold, and the weights and so on, troys generally. And you're looking at this and you're going, okay, I need more silver. Silver's not as expensive as gold. And you're not even getting a clear picture here. Are we embedding? Again, you can't count today. We don't know what today's going to be, Friday. So let's go to Thursday. Both numbers were under 20. Both were under 20. And both were not under 20. Identical to the gold market. Tomorrow's the key day in this market. In the copper market, you are embedded. So where the market is fighting a battle is right here at the 100-day average at 376.40. Between here and rallies up to the 18 and the 200-day average, that's what I'm looking to see what happens. Now, the 18-day average is likely, if this market doesn't get a good bounce right now, to get itself underneath the 200 in a bearish configuration. You could go further down. As I mentioned yesterday, many traders are seeing what I see, or I should say market analysts, and they're not believing that China grew 5.2% either. You know, most people think it's under 5%, could be closer to 4%. We'll see. China's probably not going to do anything economically for a while. They were supposed to on Monday, even though we're closed. Remember, that's Martin Luther King Day. They're not paying attention to that. And the word was their banks were going to either play with reserve ratios or do money injections. None of that occurred, and the copper market fell most of this week because of that. So this is the key. Traders are probably nibbling on the short side right here, saying, okay, if you can stay under this and you get another crossover, you might make a run to the 368.5 zone before it's all said and done. Platinum, let me come there because I didn't want to skip this. Here, you're trying on a rally tonight to get close to losing the embedded reading. I would not be looking yet at 932.60 as a sell number. Why? You're already at 88. What number is that? 18.5. If the market lifts from here to get up another $13, you probably lose the embedded reading. But the trend is down. It doesn't have to lift there. It's just hard to get short the market. But it's still in a bearish mode as I see it. And in the dollar index, here's your battleground. Do you see how when you hit a Bollinger Band, you stop the move to the upside? That's because 95% of the time the markets will trade within the bands. Algorithm traders and pro traders that even don't use that will build this into their strategy. I've used it for a very long time, certainly, I don't know, 20 years, but I really enhanced my knowledge of it in the past 5, 7. And I've taken it to levels I've never taken it before. And it's really changed the outcome of many of the recommendations that I make to the positive. This is resistance. Look for the market to fight a battle between here and the 100-day average in green. The market has gotten over now for 3 days the 200-day average, and it's not really paying attention to it. So if it wants to finish up a move, and get a spurt to the upside, that 104 area is very much in play. Would I ever tell you, a client of mine, to buy a Bollinger Band? Never. If you only stay within them 95% of the time, you're making a bet you're just going to stay on that band. You don't do that. I mean, it's rare. No, that's not the way that I see it. So I'd be very careful with what I do here. We're in a funky time. The market's trying to figure out what to do next. A lot of information to digest, and we're just not doing a great job of setting up a trend. But given the strength we had in November and December, consolidation taking place. Next move's going to be big probably, but everything that I thought would move the market, all this warfare in the Mideast is having no impact on the metals, and nothing China actually does seems to lift the copper market, or maybe I should say doesn't do. Again, I want to remind you with this last part, market research sale ends today, January 18th, Central Time at midnight. IraEpstein.com for research, or move your cursor up to the top. I will catch you all in the next updates right after this one, and of course in the morning in my morning subscriber video. You have a great evening. Take care.